Sebastian Vettel has walked the fiery path Lewis Hamilton is about to tread, and he's sounding the alarm. The car will fight you, the culture will distract you, and the smallest unfamiliar detail can cost you a championship lap, he warns. Coming from a driver who swapped Red Bull Blue for Ferrari Red and paid the price in pressure and lost milliseconds, that advice isn't casual paddock chatter. It could be the difference between Hamilton's 8th world title and a season of frustration. So what secrets has Vettel learned inside Maranello's cathedral, and how can Hamilton weaponize them before the lights go out? Buckle up, because the red car waits for no one. Vettel's counsel distills into 3 ruthless commandments. First, retrain your muscle memory fast. Every switch, dial and paddle on a Ferrari wheel sits a hair's breadth away from where Mercedes put it. Until those motions become automatic, Hamilton will bleed mental bandwidth he once devoted to racecraft. Second, embrace the culture shock rather than fighting it. From late-night espresso-fueled debriefs to engineers who gesture more than they speak, Ferrari operates on traditions older than some teams in the pit lane. Drivers succeed when they treat that culture as a rhythm to surf, not a storm to resist. Third, turn vulnerability into data. Vettel admits he wasted early 2015 laps masking discomfort instead of broadcasting it. Only after he described every awkward steering sensation did the crew tailor the cockpit around him. Hamilton, Vettel insists, must speak up, loudly and early, because in Maranello, silence is interpreted as satisfaction. Follow those rules, and the prancing horse might just gallop. Ignore them, and it will buck. Friday morning, and the paddock collectively inhaled. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time champion forged in silver, now sits in a machine designed by minds in Maranello, not Brackley. The cockpit feels alien. The steering column speaks an entirely new dialect, and every sensor ping tugs at unfamiliar reflexes. Championship glory is often decided by millimeters. Sinking instinct to untested machinery is a race of its own. Hamilton's pace remains lethal, yet even he admits the learning curve steals slivers of concentration he once spent obliterating lap records. The 4-time champion remembers stepping into those same corridors, convinced raw talent would bridge every gap. It didn't. Workstations listed notes in Italian shorthand. Mechanics communicated in gestures older than the sport. The SF90 demanded a corner entry style that punished hesitation. Vettel eventually collected 14 wins for the Scuderia, but each victory arrived only after he repurposed thousands of micro-choices. Seat molds that never felt just right, dashboard lights blinking at irregular tempos, mirrors reflecting a shade of red that distorted distance cues. That avalanche of sensory rewiring shaved tenths from outright speed until familiarity finally clicked. Now, Vettel watches Hamilton embarking on the same pilgrimage and sees the clock ticking mercilessly. Betting shops suddenly favour Oscar Piastri, a sophomore with nerves of tungsten, over seasoned rival Lando Norris. Why? Because Piastri digests data like a neural net in racing boots. During tests, he absorbed setup tweaks at double the expected rate, then translated them into purple sectors while nursing brake temps on the edge of critical. Engineers mutter that McLaren might have built a title-grade chassis, and Piastri already knows how to unleash it. Yet the man sharing that garage won't fade quietly, because Lando Norris refuses to be outshone in his own house. Some pundits label Norris too fragile for a title fight each time radio static catches a crack of frustration. They mistake honesty for weakness. They overlook the metronomic laps he delivers when the car runs clean, often faster than rivals on fresher tyres. Vettel wades into the debate again, insisting that acknowledging doubt is not surrender, but strategy. Silence disguises problems. Confession lets engineers turn emotion into performance gains. In an era where mental health has become the final frontier of athlete optimization, Norris might be pioneering an edge unseen on timing screens. Ironically, while commentators dissect Norris's psyche, Hamilton wages his own silent war. Every lap costs cognitive energy, recalibrated braking markers, booster deployment curves that surge earlier than Mercedes, aero feedback transmitted through a tub molded for someone else. Frustration threatens to seep in like oil through a gasket, so Hamilton doubles down on self-discipline. Simulator sessions run past midnight. Steering wheel layouts iterate daily in carbon fibre prototypes. He hunts the moment when the SF25 stops feeling like a stranger and starts responding like an extension of his ambition. History says he'll find it. The question is whether Piastri and Norris sprint too far ahead before that epiphany strikes. Under desert lights, Ferrari's straight-line speed shadowed McLaren's closer than the timing sheets advertised. One balance tweak, a gear ratio nudge, and Maranello's machine could slash tenths overnight. Vettel spotted the trend and mentioned it, subtly, to a handful of reporters. Hamilton knows there's no time for panic, but neither for patience. His adaptation must compress months into weeks. Meanwhile, McLaren's duo hones a chassis already dancing on rails, pushing each other towards sharper lines and braver braking zones. Their rivalry is forging two swords at once. While fans debate lap times, Ferrari's design office is orchestrating a silent revolution slated for the European leg. New side pod geometry, a lighter floor and reprofiled rear suspension are locked into the wind tunnel schedule. Upgrades that hinge on one crucial resource: Hamilton's feedback. Vettel stresses that at Ferrari, development thrives when the lead driver becomes co-architect, not mere pilot. Michael Schumacher once spent winter nights charting airflow sketches with engineers. Vettel himself traded podium celebrations for debrief marathons to chase elusive tenths. If Hamilton embraces that legacy, pouring every sensation from Eau Rouge and Variante Alta into actionable data, the Scuderia's update package could arrive as a weapon, not an experiment. Ignore the call, and Maranello's momentum could stall before summer break. Formula One's 25 season has split into two electrifying sagas. At the front of one, Sebastian Vettel's survival manual guides Lewis Hamilton through Ferrari's storm, proof that even the sport's greatest must occasionally start from scratch. In the other, McLaren's young guns duel, not just for points, but for psychological high ground, reminding fans that vulnerability, when wielded with intent, is a weapon. Together, these threads underscore an ancient truth. The stopwatch records more than speed. It captures every thought, doubt, and heartbeat concealed beneath the visor. As engines roar toward the next showdown, all eyes will watch to see whose lessons and whose mindset translate fastest into victory.